Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to make your sync sequence. So these clips I recorded were shot on my iPhone, so these do not have time of day time code. But let's pretend for a second that they did. See, if you're working on a show, it's most likely going to have time of day time code, so you could select all the B camera clips and then right click on the master clip and go to auto sequence. Right, so I click on auto sequence and then it automatically makes a new sequence with all your B cam clips in it. Then you do the same thing with A cam. Right click and go to auto sequence. And then you've got one for B cam, one for A cam. And you want to look to see which one starts first, right? That these have I gave these arbitrary time codes because again, these don't have time of day time codes. Um, but let's say, for example, B cam started first, right? Or no, let's say A cam started first. Then I would duplicate the A cam auto sequence. And I would make that my group work sequence and rename it accordingly. Right, so that's my group work sequence, and it's already got A cam in it, as you can see. And then I hit Command Y to make a new video track, and hit Command U twice to make two new audio tracks. And then I load the B cam auto sequence into the source monitor, and you want to look up here to where the time code is, and you would type it in onto the record side. I mean, these have the same time code because this is just an example, but and then you would cut in B cam onto V2 and the audio below that on A3 and A4. Again, this is just a quick example. I'm going to move this over. So when you've got it all in a sequence, right, then what you can do is use the segment mode, the red arrow, to click on your B camera clips. Or I like to click on the first clip and then oh, I need some more buttons on my timeline. I see. So I'm going to hit Command 3 and I need, if you go to Edit, you see right here to the left and to the right, I like to have those in my timeline, so I'm going to add those to my timeline. Just drag and drop them on there. So now I can go to the beginning of the sequence, right? And then hold Option and then click on to the right. Now I've selected all the B-cam clips, and then you can move it back and forth using the comma and period buttons on your keyboard to move it one frame, or M and question mark will move it 10 frames. And you just want to keep listening to it to move it and then play it and see if it's in sync. And once you get it in sync, then you can actually group the sequence. And that's the easy part. Just right click on the record monitor and go to create group. Click OK, and the new group is made. So once you've made the sync sequence, let's say this sequence is in sync, then I would just rename it to sync. And then I would drop it in my group work bin. So there you go. Then I've got Got my group. You can see I've already made a group. I've got my sync sequence here, and that's syncing. Most of the work is just syncing the clips, and then grouping it is easy. Now, if you're getting uh, footage from a movie, you're going to want to sync using the slate. If you get dailies from a reality show, let's say, then you're going to want to organize it by shoot date, and you'll drop it in the groups folder after it's grouped. Like I made a bin right here with today's date, and you'll just keep making a new bin by shoot day. And for each project, it'll be a little bit different, and you can always customize it to fit your project. But that's the basics of syncing.